Hello, everybody. It's Gary Gomes. Um, my contact information is 508-525-0001, or you can email me at garygomesg@gmail.com. I just want to take a few minutes to talk about the eclipse tonight. It's already started, it's already commenced. It should be a pink moon. That's a pink or red moon is how you know it's a lunar eclipse, actually. And these are caused in Indian astrology. These are caused by Rahu. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind about Rahu. Rahu does reveal extra knowledge. It does reveal secrets. That's one thing. Right now, I'm going to pull up the chart and show you what the pattern of the actual full eclipse or the full moon looks like. All right, so let's stop it again and start it again. Um, I should have done this on this past weekend's broadcast, and I apologize for not doing that, but better late than never. Okay, so the lunar eclipse, or the actual placement of the moon, is in the constellation Hasta, which has to do with astrology, has to do with um, deeper meanings, interpretations, um, giving people a hand, helping out people, things like that. And the sun is in Revati, which is the final or the ultimate nakshatra. It's the last nakshatra in the zodiac. So indicates this full moon indicates the end of a cycle and preparing for a new one around April 20th, 21st, when we have the solar eclipse. So, one of the things to look at in this particular full moon in this particular eclipse, is the eclipse point, and that is Rahu, is in the same sign with Mercury and Venus. So you may find romantic relationships strained quite a bit, business relationships strained quite a bit, people getting very impatient, people getting very demanding, people getting very short tempered. Mars is in the fifth house. Actually, that short temperedness may be favorable. Mars is aspecting the moon. It may be favorable to people who feel like they need to speak up for themselves or assert themselves. Just don't carry it too far, because Haas is a very sensitive nakshatra. Its feelings are hurt easily, and it could be, I would say, a little bit traumatic for relationship life if it's carried too far. So speak up for yourself. Don't stand up for yourself. I'm encouraging you to do that, but also do it wisely and do it kindly to people. You don't have to be a raging lunatic to get your point across. Um, and the word lunatic comes from the Latin word for luna, for the moon. So Saturn being in the first house, there is a desire for change. There is a desire to put oneself in a position of power with this particular moon. The moon is in the eighth house from the rising sign as it occurs. And I'm giving you a lot of technical jargon. What this means for various people and various signs is Aries will be very demanding during this particular full moon. But Taurus, it'll be less demanding but still aggressive. Gemini will be, very short tempered, very impatient during this particular new moon. Cancer will be very aggressive, but in a more trying to protect itself kind of a way, more of a wanting to fulfill its desires and ambitions. Leos will have aggressive friends, although they won't express it as much. Leo will keep a lot of his temper under wraps. The moon is in Virgo. Virgo will be the sign most affected. All right, so let me pull it up again. Just lost the connection for a second. And start up again. Don't know what happened there. Sometimes the internet gets a little bit overwhelmed. Not by me, but by a lot of people using it. And so we're back on score. Virgo and Pisces will be the most strongly affected um, uh, signs. So that's September 15th to November, I'm sorry, to October 15th, and essentially uh, February 5th, March 15th to April 15th, excuse me, in the Vedic zodiac. So essentially, those two signs are going to be the ones most um, under scrutiny. It's not a good time to do ceremonies. So a lot of people like to do full moon rituals. This is really not the best time to do them. I would do them tomorrow sometime, not tonight. And I would probably focus on banishing rituals and getting rid of bad habits tomorrow. The other thing is for Libra, Libra will be kind of eccentric, kind of unpredictable. It will focus on losses it's had, but it knows it will need to change its career or change its direction in life in order to succeed and bring good things in. For Scorpio, now again, Libra and Aries have been strongly affected by these eclipses over the past year and a half. It's been kind of a rough year for those two signs, and for lots of other signs, for those two signs in particular have gotten hit. And basically, K2 is in the first house for Libra, and that sign makes it feel a little bit ignored, a little bit lonely, a little bit solitary. This will actually accentuate it. It will want more contact. It will want more. Yep, it came back on again. The connection came back on again. I don't know how this video is going to turn out, but we'll work with it. So let's go to the share again. I don't think I need to do the share to do the rest of the charts. Um, Basically, um, Scorpio will be uh, have kind of aggressive relationship partners, um, but that's no no new word for Scorpio, and there'll even be fights or arguments with Scorpios. For Sagittarius, Sagittarius has again aggression on in relationship life, but overall more focus on education and changing his life and on refocusing on what it wants to do with his life. For Capricorn, Capricorn has K2 in the 10th house. So again, lack of career recognition, but overall good success. And again, time to change location, time to change activities, time to change, maybe change even career focus, but don't do it right away. Wait until the fall, excuse me. For Aquarius, Aquarius will want to be in command, will want to be a dictator or a ruler. So, uh, at least for this particular period, that's what it'll want to be calling the shots. So just be aware of that. And the Aquarians, even in Vedic astrology, are normally more philosophical, but they'll want to be in charge of things. Finally, for Sagittarius, for Pisces, we have basically a desire to express oneself, to be in command, to run things. Different from Aquarius, because Aquarius is more of a dictator. Pisces will be looking for more of a consensus and for more of a justification that it's doing the right thing. Now, I'm going to see if I can pull up the chart so we can look and see where the areas of potential conflict are in the world. Hold on, so I need to get this. Let's share the screen. You should go to big size and share the screen. And stop the share the screen. And okay, so let's go over here to get out of this one and go to time space change. Okay, so the areas of most tension are the Hawaiian Islands. There'll be some disputes in Western Canada. Uh, there'll be some political scandal up through Arizona, up through the central states, into the Dakotas, into Wisconsin. This is interesting because Wisconsin, we just had that judge race, which turned out to be very contentious. And also Arizona and up through Montana are experiencing some, um, all the way through Mexico, are experiencing some political scandals too, and also some economic problems, and also maybe even some earth-related problems. So watch out for that part of the globe in terms of um, disasters or even deaths. Um, the moon and Mars are in in parallel. Moon, Sun, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Rahu are all really close to the east coast, so there'll be a lot of media hype over the next few days, and this will extend all the way down into South America, all the way down into Argentina and Brazil and Guyana are in for some problems as well, and maybe even possibly Uruguay and Paraguay. Um, in terms of Saturn's moving through England and through Portugal and through Western Africa near Ghana, and I think one of the things you'll see is those states are going to have some economic problems all the way through Spain. France, as we know, is kind of a mess right now. And it looks like Sweden, Norway, Sweden, Germany, and all the way down through uh, Turkey, there's going to be a lot of political contention all the way down through um, Libya and down through South America. So this is going to be kind of a rough ride. So there'll be some scandals in Turkey, some scandals in Egypt, some scandals um, in southwestern Africa and southeastern Africa. Saudi Arabia is going to have some kind of a government scandal happen there. And also Eastern Europe is not looking particularly fun. Now, it's interesting, and we just had an upset in Finland, or not an upset, the prime minister, I believe, got replaced. So again, this is in keeping with a lot of the shifts um, in power that are happening around the world, but they're not happening in predictable fashions. And I think that's one of the things that's happening almost universally. So um, right wingers are winning in areas that people thought they couldn't win. Left wingers are winning in areas that are um, that they're not favored to win. I think that's kind of interesting. And essentially, what we're seeing is some flipping of power going on, and that's really due to Mercury and Venus, and to a certain extent, the Sun, uh, essentially ending the careers of some and starting the careers of others. Saturn is going right through India and right through central um, um, Russia, and I think no, not really central, but essentially Western Russia. And Mars is also going through, so there'll be some. It's kind of a an awkward stalemate connected with the Ukrainians more over here, but connected with Russia. Um, a lot of governmental interference in China and all the way down through Australia, and also some political scandals in Korea and um, down through Australia. Now, eclipses last for, and also some political scandals, some economic scandals in Eastern Australia, and also some economic downturns in New Zealand. Now, the important thing to keep in mind about eclipses is you're not going to see the patterns right away. This is like, so you'll see something's happening a few months before, and something's happening a few months after that. So essentially, um, you're going to be seeing a lot of changing patterns over the next 3 to 6 months until the next eclipse, and I'll close out the eclipse cycle in Libra and Aries. So I think this is going to be kind of interesting to look at. And I'll be writing an article on this over the next few weeks. This particular eclipse cycle, the time kind of got away from me, excuse me. But yeah, there's a lot happening in um, the regions. Just from the map, there's a lot happening in the regions to the south of Russia, and also in, oh my God, all through Europe and all through the Middle East. So those two spots, and also in South America. So those spots are really, so if we think we have interesting things going on here, those parts of the world are really uh, being hit more so with economic and social scandals and social change than we are. Um, but it doesn't mean we're not being hit with them. Um, I'm still seeing I'm seeing glimpses of something I predicted a while ago, and that is the um, populist elements of both parties sort of aligning um, and trying to take on the mainstream. Uh, and when I say mainstream, I don't want to make that a politically loaded word. Take on um, the people in power, the people who are calling the shots. So I think it's going to be interesting in that we'll see revolts from both sides of the spectrum. Um, and like I said, kind of a funny alliance when they realize that some of their goals, some of their aspirational goals, have something in common, which is essentially changing the establishment structure. So I think this is going to be an interesting year. Um, it's um, got a lot of ups and downs, and I thought it was really fascinating when the Trump indictment happened a few days before the eclipse. So this is going to be lingering around for months, as we know. So that's what eclipses do. So let me break it there. I've taken up a bit of your time, and hopefully I've explained myself well. Please subscribe and like if you wish to. I really appreciate it. It wouldn't be a big thing for you, but it would be a really big thing for me. And I love you all, and God bless you. And namaste. Have a great night. Enjoy the eclipse if you can. Bye bye now.